What's happening, everybody? Welcome to this brand new video. In this one, we're going to be talking about arithmetic operations in Java, right? So previously, we talked about the IPO system, and I gave this example where you're adding two integers together. Right? I'm going to take it a bit, a step further, and now we're going to minus the two, right? So you've seen that we can add variables together. We can minus variables. We can divide variables. We can multiply variables as well, right? So I'm going to do. I'm going to create int here, right? So the normal way of or the best practice that they would recommend is that you create. You have a section on top where you declare variables. So these are variables that you're going to be working with, and then have your IPO system underneath that. Say I'm going to have a variable named D, E, F, and G. D, E, F, and G. So I'm going to change this back to plus, right? So right here we've added the 2, and I would like to change this to be a 2, if you don't mind. Right? I have my own reasons for doing that. And then underneath here, I would like to now use these variables here. Right? So if I type int d is equal to a minus b, let's do b minus a so that we can get a negative number, a negative value. I'm looking for a negative value. Right? So this would be wrong because I've already created int d right here. So doing this means I'm creating int d. So I would be recreating int d again. So it's wrong. Notice I've put a comma here. That's because I'm saying that create these 4 variables and with the same data type. So I'm creating 4 variables with the same data type. That's why I just separate them by a comma rather than doing int d and then on the next line do int e, just like that. So I'm not supposed to do int d again because now I'm recreating d. However, I need to remove the int and leave it as d is equal to b minus a because now I'm using d. I'm no longer recreating it. So if I put a data type before it, it means I am recreating it, and that's not what I'm looking for. And then underneath here, so as you can see, we can add, we can minus, we can also divide, right? So E is going to hold A divided by B. So the divide symbol, we use a slash in Java, okay? And then we can also multiply them, A multiplied by B, right? So we use a star for multiplication, right? So I'm just going to show you these four outputs, right? And then we'll take it from there. I'll come back and show you what G does, okay? I just copied and pasted, and then here we're going to write D, and here's going to be E, and here's going to be F, right? And then for the first one, I'm going to say the addition results are, and then the subtraction, sorry about that, and the subtraction results are, and then right here we're going to say the division results are, and then the multiplication results are, okay? And then save, very important. And then we're going to rerun this code, right? And here it is, right? So the addition results are 7, the subtraction results are -3, 2, and 10. Notice what the answer is here, right? So what is 5 divided by 2? Right? If you type it on a calculator, it's going to give you 2.5. But because these are integers, it throws away the decimal. It does not round off, it just throws it away. There's no decimal. Yeah, that is because when you divide an integer, this is very important. So you will need to remember this rule, that when you divide an integer by an integer, you get an integer. That's what you get, okay? You get an integer. So if you're looking for a decimal, you would need to divide it by a double. Okay, you would need to divide it. You would need to divide a double by an integer. That's going to give you a double, right? Or divide by a double. You divide an integer by a double, you're going to get a double, right? So yeah, that's what you get when you divide an integer by an integer. You get another integer. Okay, and then down here, I'm going to say the remainder. Right? The remainder results are, and then this is going to be G. So, okay, so there we've set our output. Now we just need to do the processing, right? So G, how do we get the remainder of 5 divided by 2? Well, that's quite simple, really. And we just say A, and then we use a percentage sign, B, right? So the percentage sign is going to look for a remainder. Let me just put a comment here and say remainder. So this looks for the remainder of A divided by 2. So now if I run this, sorry about that, load the changes and run the program. So as you can see, the remainder result is 1. Obviously, 5 divided by 2 leaves a remainder of 1. Right? So these are some of the cool arithmetic operations that you can do inside Java. All right, guys, this brings it to the end of today's video. I'll see you guys on the next one.